from Los Angeles, California, with Mad Scientist Party Hour.
What's up, friends? And welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined by a man who has deep-fried his pants and underwear off and is currently jacking off his boner with a fistful of chicken grease. That's Geoff Clark.
What's up, Moonani?
And transmitting to us from a secret room in the Quakertown Meth Mart, the bearded, booger-eating militiaman known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo, brah, brah.
You having some fucking issues over there, Shuddy?
That bong rip was rough.
Felt that
Feel like
one
I don't-
in your butthole, huh?
I feel like we don't see you rip the bong very often.
Nope.
Not recently, actually it was the last
Shuddy, it looks like
year.
that bong hit just took fucking 3 years off your life.
So
Yeah, you got thrashed off of that.
it definitely did a number on me. I think what made it worse was I tried to fight the cough off so it didn't happen. And I think it made it significantly worse. Like I'm all sweaty now. Like my body is just like erupted in fucking sweat. Like I'm wish I had the ceiling fan on.
Yeah.
You go ahead and make that move, dude. Get comfy.
Tell
We're
Draven
gonna
to
be
just
here for a
come in
little while.
and fan you by hand for the entirety of the show. What were you
Yeah,
saying, Geoff?
fine.
What happened with you in a bong hit?
No, I was just saying, I bought a bong a year ago for my birthday. Well, yes, 9 months ago, and I haven't used it as much as I should.
Well,
It's a once a 2 month thing.
so I haven't had a bong in a minute because Haffy sent me one back in the day that was like essentially they can all be used as dab rigs if you have the right parts.
Just
But-
gotta trick it out.
Yeah, anything's a dab rig as long as you're creative enough.
Well, the slide pieces are almost they sell bongs that can have the slide piece for a dab rig put into it. So that's Haffy sent me a 2-in-1, and Bradley was hitting the bong on the counter in the kitchen and knocked it over, and it exploded all over the counter.
Oh, geez.
So I've been bongless, and then a couple weeks ago on Spat's birthday, Pete invited me to group video chat and do bong rips with them. But I
Awesome.
didn't have a bong, so I ran out and bought one that as of today, as we were waiting for Kevin, was unnamed, but I've decided to name it Bong Cooper in homage to John
Nice.
Cooper. And I the volcano barely gets used anymore. I just kind of walk around the house with the bong. Like I sit out on the front porch like a degenerate at like 10 o'clock before I go to bed, hitting the bong. It's become when I'm sitting in my F1 simulation rig, the bong is on the table next to me.
What F1 simulation rig?
Yeah, can you elaborate on that? Like, how literal is that?
It's literal. I went out and
Is it like a gaming chair?
part of my celebration for moving up in Big Acai was a Logitech racing wheel and a cockpit for it. So I sit in my living room in a racing chair with my racing wheel and pedals and run F1
And I play
for hours.
Cruising USA. I have all the special cars unlocked. So where how big is this rig? Is it like you have a fucking tanning bed in your living room?
Hold on. Let's see. Draven,
I like how Shuddy
to
just
make
like
fun.
dropped that out of nowhere. Like,
I thought you guys knew.
oh,
I
you know,
thought
so I'm
I.
just sitting there doing bong rips in my fucking ass ramming machine. Like, wait, hold on, what, Shuddy? What did you just say?
I know he's a big
Draven,
F1 fan.
in an effort to make fun of me, snuck a picture of me playing F1 in my racing rig and sent it to Bradley so they could make jokes about it. So I'm seeing if he can forward me that picture,
Oh,
I'll forward it to you. But it's
We're
Look at
like
splitting
me.
the
it's.
jokes.
I'm fucking Shuddy Lauda.
I mean,
That's an awesome nickname.
it's a legit. I bought the. It's a foldable simulation cockpit.
It's
But it
very
doesn't fold
realistic.
conveniently, so it's never folded.
If I spin out and
Um,
crash, there's flamethrowers that activate and set me on fire.
Like it has. Okay, he sent it to me, so I'm forwarding it to the group chat.
Right, we do a screen share. Let us all see. Pumanati, you want to see this?
Uh
For the people on YouTube.
oh, you want me to share it? I guess, huh?
That would kind of be the easiest way of doing this. Hey, and while you're at it, can you fucking change
Oh,
my Kyle Kevin
yes.
Kraft name, you son of a bitch?
I didn't even notice. God damn it, you were so much cooler than 5 minutes ago.
All right, so the people not watching this, it looks like someone took a picture of Shuddy Boy in like 1987 after Christmas Day. Like, am I crazy, or does that look like a 7-year-old is sitting in that chair?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can only really you can see the tattoo on his arm.
I mean, you look short because the back of the chair is so tall, so you look like a little kid in that.
Well, yeah, and
For
I'm
head
sitting
support, he's going
and I'm
fast.
sitting down at an angle.
Hey, look at this, Draven. Take a picture.
Uh
I'm Shuddy
I
Andretti.
love it. It is incredible. It is so much fun. It has
Wait, what game
improved.
is this?
I've been playing Formula One 24.
Oh, okay.
Man, it would be a lot
I-
sicker if you were playing Road Rash.
Well, that's a motorcycle game.
Whatever.
That would be a whole different kind of setup I would have to have.
No, I'm going to get that next month. Man, Shuddy, you're 2 promotions away from just like living in a Dave and Buster's.
It's so much fun though. I like Draven and I watch a couple of episodes of Sopranos, and then he goes up to play his video games, and then I rearrange the living room and pull out the racing cockpit, set it all up, and then I'll sit there. Before I know it, have been there for 2 hours.
I'm just picturing like Draven up in his room on the phone with a girl, and she's like, "What the hell is that noise in the background?" Oh, that's just my dad playing F1 simulator. Brrr, brrr. Eat my dust, you pussies.
So I usually have the TV volume fairly low. I play single player, but I have my Wax of the Week playlist blasting. So I am usually just stoned and rocking the fuck out.
Geoff, are you
and
currently playing any video games?
Me? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I haven't played a video game in a minute.
And with the way my setup is, it's not perfect, but with the size of the room and the size of the TV, The way I sit, it is very much like I am in the cockpit view. Like it's very immersive also. Um, so it's yeah, I get lost in it very much. Like last night I was rocking out to AFI and
Oh my god.
driving around the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And I have F125 on pre-order,
When's it come out?
May 30th.
This is
You're,
just
are you
a sneak peek into what middle-aged men will do with no supervision.
Yeah, 100 fucking percent.
This is what happens when you just bang out fatherhood early.
Yeah.
My buddy does the same thing. I mean, his kids are a little bit younger than
But yeah, that's exactly
Shuddy,
what it
but
is. Like they don't need me anymore. So like I have all this
it's
free
fucking ripped and plays F1.
My
His
free
sweet
time and
share.
make questionable decisions. Like I so this went in phases. Like I spotted the racing wheel at the store and I was like, you don't need that. And I walked away.
And then I was
And
like,
then
"Shut
for
up,
like
me."
a week and a half, I fixated on it. So then I went back.
Hold on. Whenever
Uh,
you see something that you're unsure on whether or not you should get, text a picture of it to the group chat. Me and Kevin will weigh in.
okay, okay. I can start doing that from now
Well,
on.
I wish I had
So,
known that before I pulled the trigger and bought this super sweet race car bed.
uh, so for a week and a half, like I fixated on it, and finally I was like, "Fuck it, just do it." So I bought it.
You didn't test drive it or anything. You just went and bought it.
I I did Google reviews on it to make sure that I wasn't gonna because Walmart just happens to be the closest spot and where I like I can grocery shop and make stupid purchases all under one roof. Um, Walmart had two of them, and I was gonna buy the less expensive of the two, but I compared reviews on them, and I bought the Logitech um, G29, I think. But anyway, brought it home, and I was like, "This is as far as I'm going. I'm not. This is as out of hand as this is getting." And then
It's funny
like, I
that
had
you still fall for your own shit like that.
I know. I had it on like set up on a tray table like the one that was in the back of that picture. And I sat in a folding chair and played it. And like the table would tip and I was like, well, this is fun, but
Something
it's
doesn't
probably
feel
better
right.
if I have a cockpit. So then I started looking at cockpit setups on Amazon and they ranged from okay, $70, that's not bad, all the way up to if I buy an $800 simulation cockpit, there's a problem. Like, but like the $70 ones were basically just tray tables that you attach them to. So I didn't want that. This one was inexpensive and available at a Best Buy a half hour away. So I got in the car and drove down there one day and bought it.
I also bought an
Uh,
industrial fan that blows on me when I'm driving, so it makes me feel like I'm going super fast.
and brought it home and I don't know how I ever played the game without either of these two things.
What system are you playing it on PS5?
I am playing it on PS5.
I mean, next up is you getting like a VR set or something. So now you're like in the race chair with your steering wheel, fully immersed in the game. Industrial fan blowing on you. This is
Your hair blown in the wind.
He-Man toys flying all over the fucking place. Just living that shuddy life.
But it's fun. It is so much fun.
I've been playing the new Doom game.
Dark Ages.
Yeah, that's my super cool middle-aged man shit that I've been up to. And man, is it sick. I did a Nerd Hole episode on it for Patreon that's going to plop next week. It fucking rules, man. It's so sick. I want to buy like some sort of like doom chair that I can sit in. Except Carl will have my fucking nuts.
So that thing, so the thing where the steering wheel sits, there's a latch on the side that I pop and it swings forward so I can get in and out.
Does when you bought the steering wheel, does it come with pedals for your feet?
Yes, it does.
Look at me, I'm a big boy.
It also comes with a gear shift.
Oh my god.
But for F1, I don't use that because I can use it has the paddles for paddle shifting.
Man, Shuddy, what the fuck is your life?
He's living the dream.
Really is.
Well, not necessarily, because as I alluded to in our group chat yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Shuddy,
you
change my fucking name real quick. Nathan.
How do you ask?
Like that. All right, continue with your story.
There, changed.
Tell your story, Shuddy. What is this? The fucking dead air
I don't
hour?
know where you're talking. I see you typing, and I don't see anything. Okay.
I'm waiting for you to tell your story.
Keep the neighbors.
Yeah, there have now been shots fired in my war with the neighbors on this side. The ones that remind me of the neighbors in the burbs.
The Klopex.
Just weird, yeah. Because of doing my renovations on the downstairs of my house, I have 2 waste management bagsters out front in the street in the parking spots directly in front of my house.
What's a bagster?
So they're like you can buy them at Lowe's. They're like dumpster bags. So you put your shit in them, and then the company Waste Management will come and pick them up, like having a dumpster at your house.
Okay. Disposable dumpster.
Exactly. That is exactly what it is. Great explanation. I wish I could have gotten there a lot quicker for you.
Well, you set me up, Shuddy. I just spiked it.
So they're out there filled, and I've been, between recording our shows, I do have a full-time job. So, it's been slow going.
I'm also a professional race car driver.
I mean, fair enough. Yes, exactly that.
Okay.
Exactly that. So it's filled with demolition debris. But anyway, last week we got hit with an ungodly amount of rain for like 5 days in a row, culminating in a flash flood type storm Friday afternoon. And it caused some water to pool up in front of my neighbor's driveway, to which they took a picture of and sent it into the town. So I received a phone call yesterday from code enforcement because the neighbors snitched on me because there was quote unquote stagnant water, which there isn't because it's completely dried up today. So there's no way it was stagnant.
Are these the same people that do like the go-kart shit that pisses you off?
Yep.
Oh,
so
now you're going to go full snitch, right?
Oh, you're going to re-snitch.
Snitch for snitch.
Check Reese and snitches.
Before we go on to what came next, what was your question, Geoff?
Can you explain to the stupid listeners at home exactly what stagnant water means?
Stagnant water,
obviously, I know. Just the stupid people at home.
Is water
like
that doesn't move and like grows bacteria and gets swampy and mosquitoes form in it.
And if you drink it, you get Legionnaire's disease.
Sounds terrible.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fancy disease.
You ever seen puddles that start to smell? Does that make sense? Like
Yeah, yeah.
You mean like the one in
that's
my toilet?
stagnant water. Like it has like a crusty film on top.
Dude, the first thing I did when I came home from the airport is I just destroyed my bathroom toilet. It was great.
Oh, are you happy to see me, toilet?
Um,
Anyways,
so the guy from code enforcement was very nice. He's like, I just wanted to see if you had them scheduled to be picked up. I'm just calling because a neighbor sent in a picture complaint, emailed it in. And I was like, I, I don't, but I will make sure that they're picked up next week. I'll finish what I need to do by the end of this weekend and have them picked up after Memorial Day. And he's like, totally fine. And I go, um, since neighbors are so concerned about stagnant water,
The guy was probably
what
like, oh shit, here we go.
what exactly is the code for having abandoned vehicles parked in your backyard collecting stagnant water? And he goes, I think that might be a violation. Why? And he goes, who has that? I go, oh,
Check
the
your
people
email.
right next door. And he gave me their address, and I was like, yep, that's them. And he's like, okay, we'll look into it. And I was like, thank you very much. I just, if stagnant water is such a concern in the neighborhood, we should probably take care of it all.
I also think they might be illegal immigrants. Do you also work with ICE?
And
where do we stand right now in illegal immigration?
their summer of working on their go-karts while listening to gangster rap is about to kick off. I hope they're ready for it.
Oh boy, they kicked a fucking hornet's nest with Petty Shuddy.
No, like it's like nobody even like they didn't even say anything to me. I did a process of elimination. Like I have a really good relationship with the neighbors on this side. Like I'm like their pseudo son. Like I help them carry heavy things into the house. Like I helped them put in their window air conditioners. So they're not snitching on me. Like she'll say something to me.
I let them play my Formula One game and sit in the big boy chair.
The neighbor across the street and I also have a good relationship. And it doesn't affect anybody else on the street except for the guy next door who parks in the road and had to walk through a giant puddle to get into his house.
Imagine it after all of this, it turns out it's not those guys and it's the one that you think you're an honorary son of. Oh, betrayal.
But there's nobody else's house that it affects other than my house and the house next door.
Well, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun saga to keep track of.
So we'll see what happens next, what he'll try and get me on this time.
Yeah, I mean, now, because that's like one of the worst parts about getting into like a tit for tat war like this is now you have to make sure you keep your ass extra clean. So like there's nothing that they could report on you.
I didn't think about that part. I just reacted. There wasn't even because it was weird. Like
shoot now. Look later.
Spike just took over.
Because I got the phone call and I looked at it and it was a local number, but it said potential spam, so I let it go to voicemail. Because the borough does call with random nonsense every now and then. Like they send out they have like a phone tree, I guess, where they call everybody in the borough and tell them if you have any drugs you want to turn in, that there's a drug turn-in event at the police station this weekend. So I thought that's what it was. And then I looked at the visual voicemail at the transcription and it was like, hi, this is Zach from Quakertown Code Enforcement about those dumpster bags out front. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, man.
So like my blood was like boiling and I called him. He's like, one of your neighbors reported you. I was like, all right. If neighbors want to report, let's fucking report neighbors.
I've been laughing about the drug taking event at the police
I know.
station. Like, what does that mean? Like, don't go there. Don't ever go to that
Yeah,
event.
we
If
should.
you're
I was,
listening and
I
you're in
was,
the
I was also thinking we should set one of those up. It's like, hey,
yeah.
turn in your drugs to us.
Yeah.
Eh,
We'll help
those
you be
aren't
better
normal
people.
things.
Give us your drugs.
It's been such a normal. They do it every few months. Like
What the
it's
fuck?
it's for people to bring both illicit drugs and then any leftover narcotics that they've been prescribed but haven't finished
Hey,
to be disposed of.
I'm here. I'm here for the drug retrieval event. Where should I put this? Oh, just go into that jail cell over there and set it there on the bed.
It's supposedly a no questions asked. Supposed
So wait,
allegedly.
all right. Let me
Oh,
let
it's
me
like,
just check.
It's like confession. That's nice.
Is this strictly a drop off, or do you guys do any swaps?
Yeah. What did my neighbor bring?
Hey, while I got you on
man.
the phone, I think my neighbors might also be into human trafficking. You guys should check that out. Man, that's funny. You mentioned getting like a voicemail transcription. So right as we started the show, my phone rang and it was Nana calling, and
Oh, nice. All right. Oh,
I didn't answer. And
okay.
the voicemail transcription says, "So no, I have gas. I have the car washed. I got your room ready. I am now having a paradise sitting down here in front of Judge Judy. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Bye."
Nice.
Yeah. I like that my Nana calls me to tell me when she has gas.
So when my aunt, whose cat I took in, calls me
Uncle Ben.
and leaves a voicemail, the transcriptions of that are wild. If we want to go off on this tangent, like I just read the last one she left me, and it just says, "Hi Richard, Jen show again. Guess your building. I got a board in a pack today. Call me." Like I can't even decipher what that could have been. Like,
The fuck are you saying?
Yeah, my Nana, she's going to be 87 in a couple of months. And she is very technologically savvy, but a lot of the things that she says sometimes don't make a ton of sense. And we have to like reply to the family group text and be like, do you currently smell toast? How are you feeling? Are you dizzy at all right now? Because she's a big rambler, and she always has been. And now that she's, pushing 90, she's not always the most coherent in her ramblings. And it's fun seeing her like replies to the group text. She sends fucking bitmojis. Who has 87-year-old grandmas sending bitmojis?
Dude, Mike, I don't know. I think that's a grandma thing.
Really?
My grandma does that. Yeah.
No shit.
my mom likes to use talk to text.
Oh, my
And
mom does that too.
It fucking always comes out. It comes out in gibberish a lot. I'm like, what the fuck are you trying to say to me, Mom? Like, I have to call her. I'm like, I have no idea what you just tried to say. But this might be my favorite Aunt Cheryl voicemail transcription. "Hi, this is Danielle. I'll be up till 11. Pierre Rachel."
Man, that is an immediate callback as far as I'm concerned. All right, who is Pierre Rachel, and where the fuck is he? But yeah, I am traveling tomorrow. So couple quick updates. Obviously, we're recording the show a day late, and next week we are also going to have to record the show late. So
2 days.
yeah, instead of us going back to normal schedule of Monday next week, we're going to be recording on Wednesday because that's when I get back from Florida, and then after that, so that's the next show will drop May 28th. and then we're back to Mondays. And being that it's sometimes tricky to do shows with that small of a gap between them, our homie Trevor Goober is going to come by the show. And
Nice.
we
About
might
time.
we might have a little something to promote. Just anybody who lives in LA and did not get a chance
Speak of the devil, my Aunt Cheryl is calling as we
Ooh,
speak.
answer it. Let's talk to her. Let's see what
No.
Rachel's up to.
No, I'll see. Like, she knows not to call me. Oh,
It's
I was gonna
Tuesday.
say she knows not to call me on Mondays. But it's fucking Tuesday.
Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu.
But I've been talking to Dustin, and one of Dustin's co-stars from a TV show he did. Her family owns like a really small theater in K-Town, and they've been talking to him about the movie, and they're like, "Well, let's do a screening of it, and you guys can do like a Q&A." So it's not locked in stone yet, but it seems like it's close. I think I'm just waiting on Dustin to let me know what time it is. So I'll keep everybody updated. Any LA Puminati who haven't had a chance to see the movie yet, or if you want to go for round 2,
Or 6.
I mean, yeah, Geoff, the no fucking obligation here.
No, he's got to be there since I can't. He is required to be there as my proxy.
It could break my personal record of movies seen in the theater, and that's interesting to me.
It could, but I don't want to put that pressure on you to sit through this movie that many times.
I went and saw Hangover 4 times.
Geoff,
I think.
if you're going to be at a Q&A screening as a star of the movie, you should be on the panel.
Well, I'm waiting for it to be fully locked in so I can try and see how many other people I can get to come out for like a Q&A panel. But so far,
So
it seems
not
like
that
it's
many show up, Geoff. You'll be
Yeah.
you'll be able
I'm
to
up
be
there,
on.
dude. I'm up there.
But so far, it's looking like myself, Dustin, and Trevor are a lock. I'm sure Lane will be there, and then Alana lives in NorCal. So I don't want to get her. She does like coming to LA she's looking for any reason to come to LA. So I'm sure if I tell her about this screening once it's locked in and she's free, I'm sure she'll be there as well. So it's going to be fucking the opposite of Geoff's butt. Seating will be tight. And I think it's a 25 seat theater. So yeah, that's 5 rows of 5. I don't know if I've ever seen a theater that small in my life that wasn't in somebody's house. But
Yeah, that sounds like my Super Bowl party.
yeah. But I'll keep everybody, posted on social media. But if it does happen, it will be Wednesday, June 4th. So any local Puminati, just keep that night clear, and I'll give you the details as I have them.
Keep that night clear, and be prepared to knife fight for the 4 empty seats that are available to everybody.
Yeah, it's gonna be slim pickings. But so many people have already come out and seen the movie. I'm sure. All the local people have probably seen it. So I have a sneaking suspicion we'll get that theater sold out, and it'll be a fun time. But yeah, Trevor will come on in not next episode, but the episode after that. And if you're not familiar with him, he has made his Pooniverse debut on an episode of What the Fuck Did I Just Watch with Shuddy and Dom. But he's never been on the main app. You've heard his work with the Randy Pooman. He made our Randy Pooman instrumentals.
He is just such a delightful human.
Yeah, he's the fucking best. I love Trevor. So
Good American.
a little exciting development in the world of John Cooper. What do you have there, Shuddy?
Did you only do the strawberry, Geoff?
Of the peanut butter
Reese's.
big cups.
I haven't seen the grape yet.
Ooh, Shuddy's got
I've
him.
only seen the strawberry. I haven't seen the grape yet. Nice. And I haven't seen the lava either. Actually, I saw the lava I should have just got it in Virginia when I was visiting my mom. I saw it at a gas station there, but
Oh, dude, you fucking whiffed. I I was driving home from Brandano was in town, and a whole bunch of us went out to dinner in Los Feliz. And on my way back, my sweet tooth kicked in, and I passed a 7-Eleven, and that's the one place I know that's guaranteed to have them. So I pulled in, and I got some for Carl and myself. It is the giz of the gods. Those chocolate lava big cup Reese's are one of the most wonderful treats I've ever had. If I wasn't on such like a kick of like eating better and trying to lose some weight and stuff, the house would be stocked with them. I'd be eating like 4 a day. They're so fucking good. Shuddy, what do you think of the grape one?
I really fucking like it. I like it better than the lava one.
Wow. There's nothing even all that different about them. It's literally just a little bit of like hot fudge underneath the peanut butter of a big cup. But for some reason, it is a. I always thought that I like my Reese's with more peanut butter than chocolate ratio, but that has filled a missing piece of my soul. That layer of chocolate lava that I never knew was missing. Holy fuck! Damn it! Now I can't stop thinking about it, and I'm getting a boner.
Sorry.
No, it's fine, Shuddy. Huh.
Really fucking good. Geoff,
I don't
if
need any
you
more
find
titty
them.
meat.
all right.
You can like
Yeah,
them.
I'll make it a point this week. I'll try to find the grape.
I got them at Target.
Fair enough. I
Um,
fucking hate Target.
I walked by a display that had both of them on it, so I grabbed one of each at Target. That's
Shit.
So another John Cooper wrinkle. So I submitted it in a bunch of festivals, and it's kind of winding down. There's only 4 left over the next 4 months that I'm waiting on notification from. One is a big festival that I kind of just applied to on a whim, but there's no fucking way I'm getting into it. There's one in Georgia, which that would be really cool if that comes through. Then I think there's another online one that doesn't really have any screenings. And then for some reason, I submitted to a film festival in Japan. And not even thinking about it, just being like, well, that would be cool if it gets in. Maybe that could like force my hand to making a Japan trip. And I got an email from them. And it was like, congratulations, you've passed the first round of eliminations. You're not an official selection yet, but to make it to the next round, we need more information from you. So they want the poster, they want stills from the movie, and they want an English subtitles file. Because I guess they know indie films don't really have the budget to have it dubbed in foreign languages, but they're like, English subtitles is enough. And I was like, well, okay. So I found some company that you can hire that has a 3-day turnaround time, because the turnaround time on this was stupid short. But I'm currently in the process of getting a file that you add to the DCP that they'll put subtitles up. And I did not look at where this festival was. And it is at almost the most southern point of Japan that's possible. So it like couldn't be further away from Tokyo. The first time I went to Japan, I took the speed train and did a couple stops. Stopped and saw Mount Fuji, went even further south and went to Kyoto, went even further south to Osaka. And Osaka, the further you get away from Tokyo, the less English there is. Like in Tokyo, all the signs have Japanese and English. Just about everybody there speaks fluent English. The further away you get, it becomes less and less. And navigating Osaka was tricky. This screening is in Saga. So it's kind of near Nagasaki. And it's just like, okay, I did not think this through. I did not investigate this enough. Even if I get selected for this screening and go, I'm going to have to go by myself. It's not like Austin where I can just pop in for the weekend. Because a trip to
But
Japan.
you love Japan.
I do love Japan, but I also don't necessarily want to go by myself. Like when I went this most recent trip, and Carl and her friends went to Hong Kong, and I stayed an extra day and then flew back to LA. It's kind of weird walking around like a foreign country just alone.
When is it?
July.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Japan is also really, really hot in the summer. So I don't...
As someone who does not currently have a passport, that might be a challenge.
Yeah.
I'm just getting mine renewed, actually. Yeah.
How did you get an F1 racing chair before a passport?
Well, he plays F1 more than he goes to different countries. I got that one for you, Shuddy.
Thank you. But I am going to get a passport so I don't have to do this real ID bullshit for my driver's license.
I thought real IDs are mandatory.
Or your passport.
For travel.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So...
Dude, I got the real ID like 5 years ago.
Yeah, me too. The second they said you were going to need one, I was just like, all right, well, fuck it. It looks the same as my other ID. Give me a break.
No, it's got that cool star on the bear.
No.
Yeah, so I'm just going to, and then I have a passport. But yeah, that just means I'll have to, if I fly domestically, I'll have to fly with my fucking passport instead of my driver's license.
This is also a thing where I can't just be like, hey, Puminati, come out and see the movie. You know, all the Puminati that live in southern Japan. So, like...
It's going to be hard to sell it out, huh?
Yeah. And I've been to enough of these indie film festivals where it's the filmmaker and maybe a couple of their friends and nobody else goes to the screenings. So there is a good chance that this could be me by myself sitting in a theater in Saga, Japan, watching my movie completely alone. Oh.
Or you could be sitting there in a packed house and found an unexpected market for your film and turned yourself into an instant millionaire.
That's true.
Would you move to Japan if you could get regular work in the Japanese film industry and making sick money?
Yeah, probably.
Nice, dude.
I mean, I love Japan. I love filmmaking.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've thought about it before because of how much I love Japan, but like, realistically, I don't think I could live there.
You should be Rick Dalton and go do spaghetti westerns in Italy.
Hey man, wherever the work takes me.
That'd be sweet. I come visit you.
I just want to fucking make shit.
Unless
I'm not going to
it's
Japan.
making a snowboarding documentary with one of his friends, and then he doesn't want to. That's not where the filmmaking is taking him.
I mean, Shuddy, come on. Let's be fucking realistic here. I don't know what you think a documentary is, but it's not that. I appreciate the gusto. I have other projects if you're still looking to invest in things, Shuddy. Well, let's see what else. Geoff, what was your travel experience like? You just got landed back in LA and came straight to Puminati HQ.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. I went to Virginia with my girlfriend. We stayed with George. We stayed with my mom and her boyfriend and their pad.
They live in Virginia, right?
Yeah. They bought a home out in the DEI part of Virginia, Newport News. I don't know, like a year and a half ago.
That's
now,
cool.
I know this isn't the first time George has met them, but this is the first time she's been there with you, right?
Yeah, in Virginia. It's only the second time I've been to Virginia.
Oh, so really?
I went around. You know what? I don't really remember. Sometime last year. I think it was around this time last year. I think. It's cool. It's surprisingly more urban than I thought it was going to be because they live somewhat close to Virginia Beach.
Were you using that in an architectural context or Michael Scott context?
Or I guess a little bit of both.
Okay.
I knew there was a lot of black people there, but I didn't think it was going to have as much diversity as it did. And there are a lot of things to do. Virginia Beach is like 45 minutes away. Norfolk is like the next town over. That's a somewhat big city in Virginia, which I actually lived in when I was like 5 years old because my father was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia when he was in the Navy. We moved down there for a year. Virginia was not kind to 5-year-old Geoff Clark. My mom reminded me that I was shot, and I remembered that I got stung by 3 jellyfishes in a year.
Oh, okay. What?
Yeah, 3 jellyfishes.
No, that is, this is an episode of Revelations, Jeff.
And not the jelly that goes in those Reese's Big Cups either.
What the fuck do you mean you were shot?
I didn't even consider it because it was technically a pellet gun. Not technically,
No.
it was a pellet gun.
Okay.
My neighbor shot me in the leg. He didn't think it was loaded, and then he shot me in the leg, and I had to go to the doctors and get this pellet removed. And I don't think you can really see it, but I have like a scar in my leg where they removed the pellet with a big ass needle. Like, the only thing I really remember about the incident was how big the needle was that went into my leg. It was fucking huge. But I didn't remember getting shot. But my mom told the story to me and George. And she's like, yeah, and George's like, you never told me this. I was like, I didn't remember until she brought it up. But I guess it was funny because my neighbor's name was Rick, and I just went and told the other neighbors and random conversation. I was like, yeah, Rick shot me the other day. And they didn't believe me until I talked to my parents. And yeah, no, he shot him with a fucking pellet gun. We had to go to the Navy base hospital and get this thing pulled out of his leg.
Was this an adult or a child that shot you?
No, it was an adult. Yeah. Ow. Ow. Yeah, he didn't think it was loaded. He's friends with my dad, a neighbor, and fucking lit my ass up.
I mean, how deep? Because I've been shot I got shot in the ass once with a pellet gun, but it kind of just stuck in my ass and left a little crater.
Wasn't it a BB gun?
I don't know. There's a fucking metal ball stuck in my ass.
Okay, that's a BB gun.
Okay, the pellet gun.
Oh. A pellet gun is metal, as far as I knew. I thought BBs were plastic, actually.
No. They're both metal. BB guns traditionally are less powerful than pellet guns. And pellets are generally have a little bit of some sort of tip on them. That was one of the joys of going and visiting my grandparents when I was in middle school, and they had the lake house, because I got to play with my dad. I'm gonna rephrase that.
No, you're good.
I got to play with my dad's dick.
I got to fire the pellet gun that my grandfather gifted to my father and uncle as children.
Shoot your eye out, kid.
And I had a lot of fun with it. But they are designed more for hunting than
kids fucking around with.
All right, Shuddy is screen sharing.
This is what you got shot with.
Okay. The other ones kind of look like just different dicks. Especially cone pellet. That's very dicky.
So this
scorpion sting is what I call my dick.
So this bottom part of the pellet,
is
this
a shaft
part, is a bowled out on the underside, like like that. So that way it catches more air than the BB does.
Oh, dang.
So Jeff, yeah,
Jeff,
pellets will lodge in your skin.
Do you remember which one of those dicks you got shot with?
I think I don't. It did kind of look like a Super Bowl trophy, though. I used to have it. I think my mom lost it.
That's a bummer.
But yeah, she reminded me that happened. But otherwise, I mean, I had a good time in Virginia hanging out with my mom and Kelsey. Not a lot of like craziness to report on.
How much fried chicken did you eat?
None. I ate fucking.
What?
Wait, that might be a lie. It feels like a lie.
It sure does.
It's not a lie. I did not eat fried chicken.
I
actually last night, we went to like a bar / restaurant for dinner, and I was gonna get chicken wings and French fries because I wasn't in love. Well, I was a little overwhelmed with the menu, and I didn't have a lot of confidence that they were going to execute any of the dishes or things that I was thinking about ordering. But I knew that they'd probably do all right with chicken wings. But tomorrow's a Knicks game. You know, we're definitely going to get Wingstop. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just get my second crab cake sandwich because crab cakes, I feel like seafood in general in Virginia, at least that part of Virginia, is a pretty big deal. And I had a crab cake sandwich a couple days prior at this restaurant that we went to, and it was fucking bomb. I know Maryland's more known for their crab cakes, but I have a sneaky suspicion that Virginia can do crab cakes well. It's the Chesapeake Bay. Supposedly that's, you know, the area that you can get good seafood and crab cakes. So I was like, fuck it. I'll get another crab cake sandwich since I like crab cake sandwiches and haven't had one. Well, I don't think I've ever had one in California.
I mean, I tend to avoid them just because I think they're traditionally made with onions.
Maybe,
so
yeah.
I usually don't fuck with them unless... There used to be times in Florida where my Uncle Rob would make crab cakes from scratch, and he would just make mine without onions, and holy shit, they were fucking good.
Yeah, I like crab cakes. But the crab cake sandwich that I got last night fucking sucked. The first one that I got was awesome. But no chicken wings. We did barbecue on Thursday night.
How did that compare to Austin?
Austin's barbecue is way better.
Yeah, because Virginia is definitely known for its barbecue.
Yeah, I could only imagine. That barbecue was so fucking good. Holy shit.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the hype. And I guess worth the price. It was fucking expensive. It was expensive. No, I don't know. I mean, what do you want me to eat? I'll make fun of my mom here in a few minutes, but you know, that's what they wanted to eat. And
I like fried chicken.
My mom's boyfriend has the lamest fucking diet ever. He's the man. He's you met him before, Kevin. He's awesome.
Yeah, he kicks ass.
This motherfucker, like, he's the only black man in the world that doesn't eat chicken. He doesn't fuck with chicken. Like, all of his cousins and all his whole family and all of his friends bust his ass or bust his chops about it. He only really likes well done meat and
hot take. That's a hot take.
Yeah, it's a black guy thing, frankly. And so I don't know. But regardless, like, we can always, like, he can go to any restaurant because he'll just eat a hamburger, like, and that's what he does, and he's cool with it. But I mean, the food options in Virginia definitely aren't as good as Southern California, and you know, whatever. So they wanted to go to a barbecue, and I was down. It was fine.
Guys have Wingstop out here.
For real, I fucking love Wingstop. My mom loves Waffle House. We went to fucking Waffle House twice,
dude. I love Waffle House.
All right. I mean, it was all right. It was all right.
What? All right. Waffle House fucking rules.
Okay.
How hard did you go with your hash browns, Jeff?
I went, well, the first time I got regular hash browns. The second time I got onions and peppers in them. I thought they were going to be bell pepper, but it was jalapenos, and I had to pick a few of them out because I wasn't. There was a lot of them in my hash browns. What do you do? Do you like get like the chili cheese hash
I
browns,
get
or the cheesesteak
everything.
hash browns? Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I
The
should have went a
cheese, the
little harder,
ham, the
maybe.
mushrooms, the chili, uh, double. There, it's like double covered, smothered. I can't. I'm not even gonna attempt.
You
That
just you
was
just order them bukkakied.
For real. Hash browns all the way.
the only
Yeah,
thing I usually don't. I leave off is the jalapenos because they are really rough with them.
I will
yeah.
say, out of all the times that I've been to Waffle House, and I haven't been in a very very long time, but I've never been there when it turns into dinner and a show, where it's like, ooh, this is Waffle House slash medieval times, where there's just like a fucking brawl and people bashing each other over the head with trays and shit.
There are two in the general vicinity of Bethlehem.
Yeah, I've been to one of them.
So Waffle House was many of a drunken night like that. If I could ever convince somebody after the bar to go to Waffle House, that's where we would go.
Oh, that reminds me. Actually, I went to Wawa for the first time ever. They have Wawas in Virginia.
Ooh.
Oh shit. How did that go?
I hope you got a stuffed hot pretzel.
This is real boring. No, I got a cup of coffee. That's all I got.
But still, Wawa's coffee is fucking legit.
Yeah, it was good. I didn't.
For gas station coffee, it's really good.
What would cause you to make such a pencil dick bitch move like that to go into a Wawa and not eat anything?
I think. Oh, we were going to Waffle House, I think, or we just been to Waffle House, something like that. Like I think we had another breakfast move lined up, and
I mean, what a
so
wonderful combo too. Because I mean, just phonetically, Wawa Waffle House. It just
yeah, it does work.
they
Huh?
were born to be paired together.
I probably should have just gotten some sort of. What would you recommend it? A breakfast sandwich?
A breakfast sandwich, or just an MTO sub, or one of the hot stuffed pretzels. Preferably the one with sweet cream cheese.
I fucking didn't even see that there was a hot stuffed pretzel there. Else I would have went back there and got one.
So they have a regular cheddar cheese stuffed one. Then they have a cinnamon sugar one that's stuffed with cream cheese. And then they have one that's stuffed with jalapeno. Jalapeno cheddar. And that's been my go-to lately is the jalapeno cheddar.
Yeah, all three sound phenomenal. I
They're
didn't even
all
see that.
amazing.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
Also,
So-
their fried ravioli are really good.
I did not know about
I
those.
love their pork roll and cheese on a bagel. Wawa is it's a wealth of treasure.
Yeah, if you're a good person throughout your life and you die, you go to Wawa. That's the afterlife for good people.
It was pretty sweet. I guess there's a line for the air to use the air at Wawa in Virginia because they charge for air in Virginia and they don't charge at Wawa. Is this the same in Pennsylvania?
It is, especially this time of year. And what makes it even more infuriating is 60 or so percent of the time, the air pump is broken.
Of
Oh God.
course it is.
Like, people are so rough on it that sometimes you
runs
get
out of
there
air.
and it's fucking, there's a bag over it, or you go to use it and it deflates your tire more. Like, it's hit or miss. But
It's
yeah,
like the McDonald's McFlurry machine.
and then people fight over it.
Yeah, that's funny. That's like one of the few things that LA or California does. Well, they charge for bags, but they don't charge for air. You just ask them to turn it on.
They charge for air at a lot of places I've been to.
Does it take money and you just put the money in? Or do you ask them and they'd be like, no, just put the money in?
Well, I
Or
pull
they
up
tell you-
and there's like a coin slot or like
yeah.
a little pad to touch your card to turn the machine
No,
on.
you just go in there and tell them to turn it on. And they get a little mad every time. Like, oh, whatever.
Oh, I did not know that trick. I'll use that in the future.
Yeah, it's like a law. Like they can't charge for air. It's kind of cool.
Fuck! Wow,
No way.
there should be a law to
Yeah,
get those
dude.
fucking coin slots out of there. Then turn that shit on.
I
for
thought
free.
it was ridiculous too. My uncle told me when I first moved here. Every time I've needed air, just walk in. Yeah, go turn on your air, dude. They seriously they get a little like they kind of roll their eyes, but what do you want? That's fucking law, dog.
Okay, no. So in California, gas stations are legally obligated to provide free air and water to customers who have purchased fuel.
All right.
Okay.
I went just for air and haven't
Well,
gotten
I mean,
fuel.
they probably, how are they policing it? They're like, this guy fucking got us.
Yeah. I didn't even know I had to do all that. If I did, I'd probably buy a Gatorade
But
or
you
something.
can get a free water every time, too.
What is this?
Turn on the air and give me a bottle of water.
Is this Spaceballs? You guys are charging for air? Get the fuck out
I
of here!
just bought 50 cents of gas. Turn on your air and give me a bottle of water.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. So yeah, the Thursday that I went from Wednesday night to today, Tuesday.
Yeah, that's kind of what my trip is. Starting tomorrow.
Did a lot of food, a lot of chilling, a lot of smoking pot with my mom, smoked cigars with Johnny, my mom's boyfriend. We played some couples cornhole.
Oh, gross.
Me and George versus I got a little weird. Me and George versus my mom and her boyfriend, and they beat us 2-1, unfortunately.
Oh, they beat my cornhole.
Friday we went to this restaurant that my mom fucking loves that I've been to a couple times already. That's where I got the bomb ass crab cake sandwich,
It's called
and
Sizzler?
it's like right near.
Have you guys ever been there?
We went to, and it's in the town Fort Monroe, and Fort Monroe is famous for, I think, being the first place where they brought slaves in. And my mom's boyfriend like took us to like the first base that housed the slaves, and it's like, this is cool, dude. It's like we're generally standing on haunted land, like we're like, and it looked like Shutter Island-ish. Like it looked fucking haunted. Like it was clearly haunted. It was just what the fuck? Why are we sightseeing here? I don't want anything to do with this place. It's terrible. Nice beach though, actually. And then we chilled, watch a lot of sports this weekend, which is pretty sweet. You know, my mom and her boyfriend love to watch sports. George, she's down to watch sports. She never really did growing up, obviously, but I've converted her. Saturday did some Top Golf. George actually won at Top Golf, and that was a little disappointing. I hit the ball a lot harder than she did, but she kept hitting it like pretty hard on the ground, and it kept rolling to the places where there was points. Whereas sometimes I would just fucking hit it and it would cut right or fade right and hit the fucking screen.
So I immediately broke up with her.
She broke up with me because of my poor golf swing. Dude, I was fucking heated too. They brought us to the bay at Top Golf. They brought us to the worst bay in the building, all the way towards the fucking like exit door, like pretty close to the freeway. We were walking to the bay and we reserve it online, we just reserve a bay and they randomly put you in one. So we're walking past all these empty bays in the middle of the driving range, and they bring us to the absolute end. It was fucking bullshit. That really pissed me off, but whatever. I didn't really let it kill the night. We ended up going out for Italian, which was whatever. My mom's boyfriend ordered what looked like the worst spaghetti and meatballs I've ever seen.
Is that
They were like
beefaroni?
they were fucking gray meatballs. It was weird and gross.
No.
Then we did a late night stroll down Virginia Beach Boardwalk, which was pretty cool. I mean, it was good to people watch. A lot of younger kids in their early 20s.
A lot of broccoli heads.
No, no, no. Apparently, it gets a little rowdy there. Like whenever there's a certain amount of people, like they do a lot of live concerts and events there. But whenever it gets a little too busy, there's like usually a shooting, which is fucking crazy.
Oh my god!
But so it was kind of a rough crowd, to be honest. But it wasn't that packed. It's all good. We ended up. They have like 3 Ben and Jerry spots that we walked past. We went into one of them, of
Jeff's
course.
Comment when this first storytelling first started.
Yeah, the DEI part of Virginia.
The more urban part.
And Sunday, we just chilled, watched the golf tournament, barbecued, or grilled, excuse me, hung out in my mom's house, and it was pretty sweet. Her dog is a fucking menace.
What did he eat of yours this time? Because it was fudge rounds last time, right? It was like a whole box of fudge rounds.
Oh,
Whole
my mom's
box of
dog
fudge
ate my
rounds.
fudge round.
Nothing this time because I was good at putting stuff on, like any leftovers either in the fridge or on top of the fridge. Because
he's giant, right?
This big motherfucker will like get onto the counter and take things off of the counter and eat them. This dog is huge. I think he's 140 pounds.
Yeah, I remember when she got it, and you're like, my mom just did the fucking stupidest thing.
Oh my god! And it's I want to say I was going to say the least behaved dog ever, but there's a pretty wide range on that. It's a sweet dog, but it has absolutely no fucking discipline. My mom does not discipline this dog at all, which isn't surprising. She left all the disciplining to my father growing up. So she's just way too nice to this dog. This dog fucking slobbers all over the place. It drinks out of the toilet and it pisses me off. And they're just like I'm like, Mom, Johnny, what the fuck?
I just
why are you
pooped in
letting
there.
Yeah, like why are you letting the dog drink out of the toilet? And they're like, well, he likes it. It's like that doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking. That's not my question. Like, why do you let it happen? And, but yeah, you can't leave socks or underwear or like obviously I don't leave underwear lying around, but like I have my suitcase open and I leave it in the guest room, but I have to close the door because he'll fucking eat all of the clothing out of my suitcase. Flip flops, like he'll eat those fucking things. He doesn't eat his dog food unless human food's mixed into it, and then he doesn't even really eat the dog food. He'll just pick the human food out of it. Just an absolute fucking menace.
Yeah, Lucy has her moments where she's like that.
And my mom, who is like genuinely one of the sweetest people ever. Like she's so fucking nice, but she's just a fucking retard sometimes. And it's a trip dealing with her. So we're out on her patio smoking pot, and the umbrella she has breaks and blows off. And like I kind of like freak out and I get up and run after it. And my mom is just paralyzed with laughter. She's laughing her ass off as like the fucking umbrella is blown away. I go and get it. It's like broken, so it doesn't collapse. So I'm like struggling to pull it through the wind and get it back up. And my mom's like laughing at me, like taking a video, like
that
like
sounds like she's fucking reacting appropriately. I don't know.
Yeah, could your mom send us that video?
Yeah.
What do you mean acting appropriately? Don't you put the umbrella back on the fucking pole?
Jeff,
Wasn't that?
you were doing it, and you were doing it in a funny way.
I guess fair enough.
I mean,
You fucking leapt into action and left her there laughing her ass off as you went scurrying after the
I
umbrella.
feel like
I'm
I
like
would
trying
be
to put a-
laughing too if I would watch Geoff chase an umbrella that just blew away.
Yeah, and then pull it back when it's like fucking blown wide open and it's struggling to get it back in the fucking
Why is
base.
this-
Of course,
why is this
like, all
happening?
sounds fucking hysterical.
Why is this
Wait.
happening? You guys are just laughing.
Yeah, well, if I went to your house, Shuddy, and something like fucked up in your house, like, would you laugh as I was fixing it and like videotape me? Like, what the fuck? Like, my mom was just like laughing, like, fucking recording, not videotape, recording me on her phone. Like, she sends it to Johnny, and I just hear her laughing the whole time. Like, this is the funniest shit of the whole week. I was just like, all right, well, you're welcome for getting your umbrella back on your table. And she has beef with the neighbors over a fence they're supposed to build. It's the most like HOA bullshit I've ever heard. It's fucking ridiculous. And I'm not sure my mom is in the right. It was tough to talk to her about it because the way she explains shit is retarded. I'm sure a lot of people listening to this podcast understand that, considering I'm not the greatest at telling stories myself, but I don't know.
It was pretty fascinating that you saw 3 Ben and Jerry's.
Thank you. I went to one of them too.
Oh,
Yeah, huge. I love me and Ben and Jerry's. But yeah, she's got some beef with the people that bought the house next to her that's supposed to build a fence, and I'm pretty sure she's in the wrong. And she kept talking about this fucking fence that's supposed to be being put up in between her house and the neighbor's house, and kept getting mad about it as she was telling me the story for like the 10th time. It's just like, I don't think you're even right about this. Like, what the fuck? So I don't know. Either way, I would suck 3.75 Newport News dicks.
well, there you have it.
Actually, I can't do that to my mom. I'll go 4.25.
I will suck 4.25 my mom and Johnny dicks.
Mostly because my girlfriend was there. She made it easier. Made it tolerable. It was a good buffer in between me and my mother because my mom, she got there a day after, and my mom didn't stop talking to me until George landed and we picked her up at the airport. It's like beautiful. Talk to her.
So-
Tell her everything you're going to tell me.
My parents are going away for 3 weeks for their anniversary. My dad wanted to drive the entirety of Route 66 that you can still drive. So they did half of it a couple of years ago, and they're flying to Omaha to finish it in a couple of weeks.
They should say hi to Alex Wilson while they're there.
And my mom called me. She texted me last night, "Are you recording the podcast?" And I no sooner hit send on my nope text message till my phone starts ringing.
It was like how I check into the flight as soon as it hit 11:50. I'm in. As soon as yes, all right, call.
And she was like, "I'm probably being neurotic, but sometime next week, can you come over to the house so I can show you where all the life insurance stuff is in case something happens?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, thank you." And then I said to her,
You realize I'm going to kill you now.
No. I was like, aren't we going to dinner on Sunday? And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, why don't I just come over before that and you can show me instead of coming up there again?"
Let me look at
Next
this
week.
policy for you. Oh my goodness. Do you realize if you croak the F1 pod that I could get with this?
No, because my stupid sister is in Austin, I got saddled with being officially named as executor of their estate in the event something happens.
Oh, I get it all.
Yeah, that's kind of sweet.
I tried to shirk that responsibility. I'm like, I don't fucking want to do that. Let Robin handle it. And I'm the oldest and I'm here. So
Yeah.
it's my job.
Yeah, it's hard to argue your way out of that one.
Yep.
So if she fucking thinks she's getting anything, she's got another thing coming.
Take that. Yeah, so I'm flying to Florida tomorrow for like 5-6 days. Basically, because like with my sister having 2 kids now, and they grow up fast, and everybody's sort of scattered, so everybody wants to get in as much family time as possible these days. And with my grandma being as old as she still is just fucking jet setting around all over the place, and doesn't seem to be slowing her down. But we were like, you know what, we should. Now that my mom doesn't live in Florida anymore, it's like we should go to her so she can, see her great grandkids and stuff, and we can do some Florida adventures, and she doesn't have to worry about driving or traveling or flying. So I'm flying in a day early and picking up a rental car that's big enough for 5 adults and 2 children.
So you're picking up
2
either
babies.
a minivan or a 7-passenger SUV.
I think Uncle Car Keys is on minivan duty, which is awesome. But my mom and my sister and her husband and the kids are flying out of Newark. So I was just like, anybody who's paying attention to the news, this isn't the coolest time to fly, regardless of where it is. But Newark might be the absolute fucking worst because their like flight monitoring system or whatever keeps on crashing, and it has just caused lasting chaos there. So
I actually have an update on that as of 35 minutes ago. The U.S. FAA issues order limiting Newark Airport in New Jersey to no more than 28 arrivals and 28 departures per hour until June 15th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, I missed a call from my mom, and maybe their whole flight system got changed.
Well, yeah, yeah, it's a very likely possibility. Sorry for the bad news.
Well, I was already just like, fuck, I feel so bad for them that they have to fly out of Newark. Their flight home just got completely canceled, and they now have a 7 a.m. flight. The only flight they could get back is 7 a.m. And since I have the rental car, I have to now, hit the road with them at like 5 a.m. to get them to the airport on time.
Why wouldn't they fly out of JFK then?
Well, we've had this flight booked for a while before all this bullshit started.
Right, but when they canceled their flight, they could have made the switch to another airport.
I don't know, Shuddy?
Without any.
I'm not their fucking travel agent. Ask them.
Are they south of Newark? So that if they were to go to JFK, they'd have to drive past Newark?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But not much further. It wouldn't be much further.
Man, traveling
for all this hassle.
Traveling in America right now is it's like running naked backwards through a cornfield. It is.
Well, that's what happens when you have a real world cast member running the Department of Transportation.
Oh shit, that's right.
I know it's not the right time, but I actually enjoyed myself on my plane trip to and from Virginia. It was pretty easy and it was very chill. So
yeah,
I would still suck a dick for teleportation.
Oh yeah, easily. I mean, there's not a lot of them, but planes are still fucking falling out of the sky, so it is still a little just like, oh Jesus Christ.
That was in the back of my head.
Clipping each other on the runway and shit. So
and it was one of the first times I wasn't like annoyed by someone clapping when we landed. Yeah, I got you.
Yep, that's warranted. It is pretty cool that we survived flying in America.
Never know.
But yeah, we just have like an Airbnb, and we're not planning on doing much because, when there's 2 kids, like 2 and under, lots of naps, early bedtimes, can't really do much. Yeah. But we got reservations for this restaurant called Mai Kai that has been around since I was a little kid, and it's Polynesian, and they have these big performances on stage like traditional Polynesian dances with like they're going like making the tongue out face and spinning fucking flaming bars and spitting fire and shit. And
It's like the New Zealand thing.
no, not New Zealand, more like
Hawaii.
yeah, like Hawaii, The Rock, you know.
He's so excited about this. I feel like he told us this about this place like as soon as he was able to get the reservation.
Yeah, because we used to go when I was a kid, like before my
Yeah.
memory was even functioning properly, and it's been closed down for fucking years to the point where we never thought they were going to reopen. And then they finally reopened right as my like, you know, after my mom moves back to Jersey. I'm like, oh, fucking great. So it's going to be cool taking the kids there. And I'm taking a page out of the Jeff Clark book. And I am,
Fried chicken?
no, I guess further back in the book, I'm ordering a pie cakin for the house.
Wow, that is a power move.
To which, if you're a newer listener, you don't remember the OG pie cake and saga, Geoff used to order stuff off of Goldbelly, which takes, you know, crazy food items from all around the country. Like if there's a place in Chicago that's known for their pizza, that you can like order pizzas from them wherever you are. They'll either send them to you frozen or send you the ingredients and you put it together yourself. They
You
have
can
crazy dessert
order
moves.
that giant burger from the Clinton Station Diner.
Yeah.
On Goldbelly.
Yep.
Dude, they got they have a Saint Pat Cakin, and it's like green. It's for St. Patrick's Day. It's still available on the Goldbelly website, but they got a whiskey pecan pie, Bailey's cheesecake, and Guinness green velvet cake. Looks pretty cool.
I'm sure it looks cool, but that doesn't sound all that exciting to me. I'm going with the one that... So Geoff ordered a... You got the red velvet pie cakin, right?
I think so, but I feel like I got the original at one point too.
So after Geoff told me about it, I never got to try it, but it's... I think the base is like a chocolate pecan pie.
I got it
with
pulled up right now.
a cherry cheesecake on top of that, with a red velvet cake on top of that, and it's all joined together by layers of frosting and sprinkles. So you get a big, thick bastard slice of 3 different pie cakes, and ever since you told it about me, I think about it regularly. I've told you I've had multiple dreams about it, and it could not interest Carl less. She's like, that sounds fucking disgusting. Getting a pie cakin for 2 people is pure insanity anyway. So I was like, this might be the only time I have to pull the trigger and try a pie cakin. So it is happening.
How are you getting it there? Or are you having it like shipped to Nana's?
No, I'm having it shipped to the Airbnb.
So there's 3 of them. I already told you about the Saint Pie Cake, and you haven't purchased the red velvet yet, right?
No, but I'm gonna.
Okay. Well, I was going to give you both of them, but I guess I'll be more for the listeners since you've already made up your mind. You can get the red velvet pie cakin, which has piqued Kevin's interest. It's got a chocolate pecan pie, cherry swirl cheesecake, and red velvet cake layered with cream, cheese, buttercream, and covered in festive red and white sprinkles. I got to practice this. We got Crafter Geoff this week. Got to practice this.
That's true.
And then the original pie cakin has, again, 3 layers. All 3 of these pie cakins have 3 layers. On the bottom, it's a pecan pie. In the middle is a pumpkin pie. On top is a spiced cake. And it's layered together with cinnamon buttercream and topped with apple pie filling.
Whoa.
Pretty good.
That might be a Thanksgiving move.
Yeah, I actually don't like pecan or pumpkin pie enough for me to buy that instead of the red velvet. I prefer the red velvet.
Communist.
I don't hate pumpkin pie, and my lady did a phenomenal pumpkin pie tiramisu for Thanksgiving last year or 2 years ago, and I don't like pumpkin pie or tiramisu very much, but together it was fucking bomb.
No shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically what's on the agenda for Florida. A pie cakin', the big
And
crazy
everyone goes into a coma.
Polynesian restaurant, and then I'm also flying with my Switch. So I'm hoping we get some time in where my sister and my brother-in-law, we can get some Mario Kart going. And then I essentially want to watch Toy Story with my nephew. I don't know if he's seen it yet, but that's like a milestone I want to be there for. I want to watch Toy Story with Jack.
You don't want to watch a movie from your childhood with him?
I mean, Toy Story
like
is
Roadhouse.
kind of from, yeah. All right, Jack, get ready. We're watching Terminator 2. I mean, Toy Story came out when Joy was little, and I was still young, and I feel like I was older.
I mean, we were in middle school when that came out. But I mean, like something like something for me like that. I don't know. I haven't watched in years. But like, as a kid, I really liked The Wizard of Oz, Lady and the Tramp.
I mean, those
Lady
are
and
from
the
like
Tramp.
our grandparents' childhood.
But those are what those came out on, were all released on VHS when we were a kid. When we were kids.
Well, I've chosen Toy Story, Shuddy. I don't know what to tell you.
I was just asking. I'm not judging you.
Great.
Sheesh.
Oh, you're not
Great,
going to
I'm
watch
having
Wizard
this.
of Oz? Like,
No, like you don't have a movie from when you were really little that you want to show him versus one when
I
you
think
were older.
they
is
were
what I
too
meant.
fucked up. Like I don't know if I could show him Little Monsters. That might be a little too intense.
That's
for
where
him.
I was actually going with it. Why not? Like you're his fucking uncle. You should be making irrational. You should
Yeah.
be doing for him.
I was
what
older than 2.
Robert did for you.
I was older than 2 when I saw Little Monsters.
But he's probably not going to retain it. Fucking show him Leprechaun.
Yeah.
Give him a healthy fear of the Irish.
All right, we're watching Human Centipede 3. This is the one where one of the prisoners gets waterboarded with boiling water. You're going to love it.
Have your sister and her husband. Let them go on a date night and just watch the fucking Saw movies with them.
Man, I did catch a movie, though. I went
Oh,
and saw Final Destination Bloodlines,
Oh, I think my brother's wins.
which
Actually, I'm not sure.
I was excited for. I mean, I've always enjoyed the Final Destination movies. I think because they always have like a big event that somebody gets a premonition of, and then they avoid it, and everybody gets picked off that survived it. And I think the one that's
Sure.
stuck with people the most is the one from 2, when like the logging truck dislodges and people just get obliterated by all the big giant tree stumps falling off. Like that is just like a primal fear that has been latched on to everybody who I think is in our age group. Anytime you see a big truck on the freeway that's towing logs, you get the fuck away from it. Because you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not getting Final Destination today. Fuck that.
Seen this movie.
Yeah. So I think I remember seeing the first 3. The first one is the plane crash. Second one is the log truck. Third one is the roller coaster. And then I think the fourth one is NASCAR, and the fifth one is a bridge collapsing. And it's kind of just like, all right, these movies, you suffer through the stuff in between, and then the real meat and potatoes is the crazy Rube Goldberg domino falling over, and, oh, how is this going to kill somebody? Oh, I see some bolts getting wiggled and unloosened. Who's going to meet their gruesome end here? And this one, it's been a while since I've seen the first like couple, but this one had some of the more fun in between moments. Like it actually had characters where I was like, ah, man, it's gonna suck when you die. I kind of like this person, and it sort of justifies its place in the 6th of the franchise. Like the story is actually kind of cool, and it's like, all right, this actually makes sense. They have justified the existence of this movie. And the kills, oh, they're fucking great. They were gnarly. Like, a lot of them are, there's not a lot of practical kills in it, but the CG looked good, and the kills were just fucking nasty, man. It was sick. I really enjoyed it. I would say if you're a horror movie fan, you're gonna love it. If you're a Final Destination fan, you're likely gonna love it. It's all the deaths are just like you're wincing, like fuck, what that's a brutal way to go. And I was happy. I was very happy. I remember seeing the trailer and being like, okay, I'm in. I could be wrong. They're very good at making trailers that look good for shitty movies, but at the end of the day, I think I'll suck 4 Final Destination dicks.
Was the final message from Tony Todd? I heard that it kind of was thinking his actual words to fans.
It kind of felt like that. Like I saw it before that article came out, and it seemed that way because I think his official cause of death was just listed as natural causes, but dude was like in his mid-70s and looked like a skeleton. It was like, all right, this guy clearly had some sort of an illness and he knew his time was up. He looked frail. It was jarring seeing him on screen, and he's been in so many kick-ass movies, and it was just a bummer. Like when he died, and I think he died a couple of years ago, and this has just been they had this film for a while. But yeah, when his last scene in the movie was him basically just being like make your time count, and it did seem like he was saying goodbye to the fans.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But yeah, I'll suck 4 Final Destination dicks. As a horror movie junkie, I love brutal kills in movies, and this did not skimp. It's good shit. Fun time to be at the cinema. The reaction from the crowd, like, it was a packed theater, and people were just like, oh, like, big reactions at everybody. And then once it died down, everybody was like laughing. I saw it made a fuckload of money too. I think it made more money in its opening weekend than Sinners did.
Shit.
I think it did like 100 million worldwide, which is cool for the movies. It's cool shit.
Yeah. Are you what's your Mission Impossible plan?
I don't know, dude. I know we're hitting that point where the summer movies are dropping and there are just bangers every week. And I'm sure I'm not going to be able to go to the theaters while I'm in Florida. And my buddy Kay was hitting me up. He's like, dude, when you're back from Florida, we got to do a movie move. So, I got to find a way to see it. I'm not going to be able to see it by the time we do next week's episode, but I got a lot of trips to the theater that I'm going to need to make because I feel like I'm already behind. Like every weekend, there's like 1 or 2 things coming out that I want to see.
Yeah, I just hit up Bill. He bought tickets. I forgot when. I think it's Saturday. We have to work around the Eastern Conference Finals since the Knicks are playing. They don't play Saturday. Hopefully, that's when we got them.
The 4th most important basketball game of that day. Yeah.
Stop it. The New York Knicks haven't been in the Eastern Conference Finals since the year 2000.
What about the Western Conference Finals?
Never.
Well, that's the day we're going. Oh, well, yeah. No, they've never been out West, if that's what you mean. But we're gonna go the day that the Western Conference Finals is on. And if it's Saturday, I'm not gonna be able to watch Saturday night main event live. I'm gonna have to watch it on demand on Peacock, WWE. I tried to get my mom and Johnny into WWE. They weren't having it.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. Oh my God, dude! I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram story.
Oh yeah, I did want to talk to you about that, dude. I fucking wish a coyote would roll up on my mom and Kobe. That would be, and Kobe's my mom's dog. That would be the fucking end of that coyote. Fucking end of it.
Oh yeah, I feel like unless there was a pack of coyotes, they know the fights they can win and the ones they can't.
Yeah, little pussies. They would not step to my mom's cane Corso. That thing would be fucking toast.
Well, Lucy's just like a fucking chicken nugget dangling off of a leash. She's 8 pounds of ferocious Yorkie energy. And
she's small enough that a bird can fly down from the sky and just scoot off with her.
Pretty much, yeah. And, the place we live now, I live in an apartment, like, duh. You guys haven't heard the news of me winning Powerball, so of course I can't afford a house. But we are adjacent to, a neighborhood. So we just walk Lucy through that. And there's, a shitload of houses, and they all got yards. And a couple months ago, they started warning about coyote activity, like increased coyote activity. Carl had seen them, and I had, I do a majority of her walks, and I've never seen them. And then recently, like the past couple of weeks, I've been seeing them a lot. And most of the times, they don't even notice us or they don't care. And I pick up Lucy just to be safe. But this time, we were walking around this part of the neighborhood that has a curve, and right when I get around the curve, I just see this giant coyote. Middle of the day, this was like noon, and it's in this person's front yard, maybe 10 feet away from us, just pissing, like long pissing too, not like a dog where they just like squirt and move on to the next spot, just long pissing like a human. And I just, pull Lucy in like a rope and pick her up, and I'm just like, oh, look at this motherfucker. So it's taking its time with this long piss. So I take my phone out, take the picture. That's the one that I put up on my IG story. And then I'm waiting to see like it notice us and make its move. And it like looked at us, it's looking around, and then just turns around and walks away. So this was at the point in the walk where we usually just turn around and head home anyway. So I keep Lucy in my arms until we get across the street and start walking back towards the apartment. And as we're walking back, on the other side of the street, I just start hearing like some screaming. So there's like a woman yelling, a dude yelling. I hear like the scuffling of somebody running really fast and a dog barking. And I'm just like, oh shit. There's like more coyotes in the area. There's like a dog, because it was like a deep like, woof, woof, woof. So I'm like, all right, you got like a decent sized dog fighting a coyote right now? What the fuck is going on? I turn around and see an Amazon driver running at full speed with a dog chasing him. He Superman jumps into the bed of a pickup truck from a gardener full of equipment. So there's like lawnmowers and leaf blowers in there, and this dude just Superman jumps right into the bed of the truck. And there was a guy sitting in the driver's seat, and he like poked his head around. He's like, hey, I'm sorry, amigo. I didn't want to get bit. And the woman yelling is the owner of the dog, who's not on a leash, yelling for the dog to come back. And once this guy safely got into the bed of the pickup truck, the dog just like lost interest and just walked back into the yard where this woman was. And like, at that point, I was just like, all right, well, not a coyote. That was fucking interesting. That was the most eventful walk of Lucy ever. Just a giant pissing coyote and then a fucking dog attacking an Amazon driver. But like, this chick never came out and apologized. Like, they moved into this house after we moved in. So there's this one house in the neighborhood that's covered by, like, the whole perimeter is surrounded by these giant thick trees. So you can't see into the yard, but they have a big double door, like, wooden fence blocked off driveway. And that was open. So that's where, like, the dog ran from. That's where it chased the Amazon driver. And the day these people were moving in, I was walking Lucy, and these two giant dogs, not on leashes, just like rushed us, and I had to like pick her up because they were all like barking at her and stuff, and she's terrified of any other dog, let alone big ones or small ones. And then these dogs are just like taking shits, like big fat shits in the grass, and like no one came out and picked them up. They were there for days. Like, they just let their dogs run around off leash, shitting all over the place. And we have a theory that they're influencers, because it's like a whole bunch of young people living together in one house. So, yeah, these motherfuckers are just letting their dogs run wild, fucking attacking Amazon drivers.
That sucks.
It's the wild, wild west out here. And you got coyotes.
Draven and I drove by one day watching a UPS guy attempt to drop off a package at a house with a dog. The dog was on a chain, so it ended up going to at the UPS guy and getting yanked back by the chain. But the UPS guy did not know it was on a chain, I guess, because he dropped the package and booked as soon as the dog, like it was, I laughed hysterically because it was just not expected to see the UPS driver walking up to the house, dog start snarling and go running. The UPS guy kind of like threw the package and turned and ran, and just as he started running, the dog got yanked back by the chain.
Yeah, man.
I
That dogs just don't like anybody that delivers things.
it's
Mailmen, Amazon
it's,
drivers,
they're intruders. They're intruders.
professional intruders. All right, friends. Well, there you have it. There is your dose of MSPH for the week, but it doesn't have to end there. You can get another fucking fat dose of poop and fart jokes shoved up your ass. And all you have to do is go to patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour and sign up. There has never been a better time because we are this week kicking off the next season of Crafter Geoff Shuddy Edition. It is one of the most, if not the most, beloved creation that we put out. Big fan favorite. So we are going to be doing that every week. It's available on the $5 tier and the $10 tier. So check it out. Why don't you? You can also follow us on...
might be the best bit of content that we put out.
It has been said.
Yeah.
It has been said.
Dynamic Huos.
Yep, that's the theme this season.
Now, never mind. Never mind.
Do behind Patreon.
Yeah. You can also follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Jeff Rowe Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. And at John Cooper Movie. If you would like to snag a Second Coming of John Cooper movie poster, all you have to do is go to etsy.com/shop/John Cooper Movie. As you can imagine, it is a little pricey trying to shop around a movie and get it into festivals, and buying posters, that helps out.
Only
a whole
buy
bunch.
the official John Cooper posters.
Yeah, there are somehow fucking spammers and fake shit being sold. You can spot the real one. You'll know. I just gave you the URL. You'll know. What else? YouTube. If you want to watch this on YouTube, go to youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour and subscribe. And if you need your fix of sports junkiness, Jeff Clark has you covered on Outkick Bets with Jeff Clark.
Yes, I am probably off this week, but I will be back next week to break down the Memorial Tournament at Jack's Place, the signature event on the golf or PGA Tour. Didn't do so well at the PGA Championship. Well, the guy I bet tied for second, but Scotty just shit-fisted the entire field. But regardless, I'll get back in the winning column, I believe, next week. So check it out.
Yeah.
Outkick Bets.
Don't miss any of the details of Scotty shit-fisting things.
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler, shit-fisting.
Stay up to speed, friends. Stay up to speed. All right. Well, thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week on Wednesday. And until next time, fucking something!